Greetings, traveler. Come warm yourself by the fire and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, tales of Tamriel. I am your host, Aggelos, and I am back after over a month. Yeah. As you said in chat, the last episode is dated January 3rd, so a month and a half-ish. Yes, right?
Yeah. Been a while.
It has been. How are you, Ark?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Back in Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes, I noticed you've been streaming that.
For the last couple of weeks, maybe a bit more. I don't know, but yeah, enjoying it again.
Nice.
Back in it.
Nice. I mean, I know we'll go into some tales. I don't have much. Due to the fact that, as I said before, and many people in our DCN community know, but if you were not part of our Discord and did not know, my PC decided to give up the ghost, and it completely died. So I was without a PC for a little over a month or so, and I had to completely rebuild. And it was rough, and thankfully, there's some amazing community members, which I'm going to shout out here in a little bit, who actually donated to help me rebuild and offset some of the cost of it. Because, yeah, it was not a good... January was not a good month for me. Because, of course, it was right after Christmas. So, you know, all those Christmas bills. And then my washer and dryer died, my car died, my well pump died, and then my PC died. I'm just like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? But yeah, let's go ahead and jump before we do news. Let's do our Patreon, and then I'll do my other shout. So I wanted to thank. We have a couple new patrons this month as well over at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork. I got to give a shout out to since it's probably been a while, I might as well go back a little bit. Shout out to Mr. Robert Wallace for his support over at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork. Surgard for upping his pledge last month, because it has been over a month, so I'm making sure we're going back. So Surgard upped his pledge as well. And new pledge from Vincent Payne. Shout out to Payne as well. He upped his pledge last month. And yeah, I think that's all I have right there. And Frasley, of course, my favorite gnome, regardless of the fact there's no gnomes in ESO, his PayPal donation that he does as well. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much to our patrons to help keep the network going and all that fun stuff. You are amazing. We really appreciate that. Now, I have to talk a little bit about some of the amazing people in our community, as well as some other guilds and stuff that, when my PC died, I said, I'm going to try to get it together, but it's going to take me a while. You know, I pulled up my old build. This was the fun part. I pulled up an old build that I had built like on PC Part Picker or whatever from years before. And this was like my quote unquote dream build. And I knew I didn't need all of it because I salvaged most of my parts. And the cost of it was like $1,200, right? That exact same build with all the crypto mining was over $2,500 now.
Ooh,
every
that difference.
It's huge. Yeah. So I definitely do have to give a shout out to some awesome people. First up, from our DCN community, they stepped up. That would have been Scooter, Trial Zone, Happy Hansel, and Aloha Wendy all hopped up and said, hey, we're gonna donate to help you get back on your feet, which is really amazing. And of course, that was from DCN. If you don't follow our other show, From the Ashes, which are our Ashes of Creation show, I really have to give it to some of them in their community, because some people not necessarily affiliated with DCN, you know, DCN's an amazing community. Like, I'm very biased, and I wasn't surprised when people wanted to help me rebuild when my PC died. Like, I was not surprised at all, because we have an amazing people. What kind of did surprise me is people who weren't necessarily in our community, but part of the Ashes of Creation guild scene stepped up as guilds and donated as well. I have to pull this up. We have from, and this may not mean a whole lot to our ESO guildies, but from the Sons of the Seven Guild that represent Ashes of Creation. Telkar, their guild leader, Makinoji, Voxa V, and Ella Fernstorm, and a Frederick Kingsbury, all donated from Sons of the Seven, their guild over there for Ashes of Creation, all got together, did a big pool and donated, as well as another Ashes of Creation guild called Mythic, Zeke the Phoenix, Pim Short Tankard, and a second Pim as well from Mythic donated to help me rebuild as well, which is amazing that others outside of our community, stepped up and said, hey, we like your show. We like what you're doing for the early Ashes of Creation community. We need our shows. Here you go. So that really helped.
See,
and I forgot go ahead.
Yeah.
I forgot one more person. Our very own Stormslord donated PC parts. that he had a GTX 970, so I didn't have to buy a video card, which was a huge savings. Nice. So,
yeah, especially with the crypto mining, probably hit the GPUs the most.
Oh yeah,
most likely.
Yeah, because I was looking at some GPU, a 1080, a GTX 1080. Before the crypto mining ran about $500. You can't get it for less than $1,200 anymore. It's like 3 times the cost. It's like insanity. Yeah. So definitely I had to give a shout out to all those guys. And of course Stormlord for donating PC parts so I didn't have to buy those as well. So that's amazing. Anyway, continue what you were saying.
Yeah, I was about to say, we know Elder Scrolls Online, not just our DCN community, but Elder Scrolls Online community in general are filled with nice people. Which is one of the reasons that I am still around, and probably you are still around. But the fact that Ashes of Creation also has similar people gives me more hope for the game.
Right.
Even though I'm not as interested as you are in the game, if the community is going to be like this, nice and good, even if I don't like the game, I might actually give it a shot.
Nice. I will say for Ashes, because of the type of game it is, there are some D-holes in the community and some guilds that I just don't even deal with because of them. But yes, there are amazing community members that,
Also, it's an MMORPG. There will be those people.
You're right.
If you are on the internet, if you are doing anything online, there will be those people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, you are right.
The important part is there are others that we can hang out with.
This is true.
The good ones that we can hang out with.
This is true. Yes, indeed. I was going to say, no, it's, with the type of game it is, with the type, like I said, with active combat and of PvP guilds for control of specific areas in that game, there are people wear their how they react on their sleeves, so it's very easy to find. Not saying ESO doesn't have those types of people, but they're harder to find. You have to be in their guild to find them. These guys project it outwards, so that is the difference. But yeah, no, there are some amazing people. So, man, all right, and and I guess I will say January's turning out a lot better for me, and I'll wait till it's official before I actually say it outside. But yeah, February's being a lot better than January was. So, but yeah, we are back, and we're here to talk about some Elder Scrolls, aren't we?
Yeah, you know who you didn't give a shout out to? Look, you are getting clumsy on podcasting. The chat. Forgot the chat.
You are right, because in the past month and a half, the only shows that I did do, when I finally got was pre-recorded. There was no chat. Hello, chat room. Hello. Oh, I am rusty. Dear heaven above.
You are.
Sorry, chat room. I feel bad. All right, well, let's go ahead and we're going to roll right on into the tales that we get to talk about, where we get to say what our adventures were in Tamriel. I'm going to go first because I don't have a lot, and it was from before my PC died. So there's very, very little, and I'm going to try my best to remember this. I completed I guess there's a public dungeon in Morrowind called the Forgotten Waste. Yeah, I think that's what...
I don't think I've done that.
Okay. There is a collectible within there. You get these 6th house tokens or whatever it is, and it's some sort of costume that you can get for completing it all.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of those in Vardenfell.
There's two. There's the...
I think there are pets as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just costumes.
There's the 2 public dungeons. The Forgotten Waste gives you a costume of like the 6th house, and the other one, the Dwemer Ruin, that gives you the pet if you collect all the parts.
Right, yeah.
And I did that the previous episode where I mentioned I got that, and I got one of each shard, but you need like 8 or 9 of them. It's a lot, to be frank. And they don't drop all that much. I could buy them. They're not that expensive anymore. They're a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they were more expensive, but now it's like everyone's already moved off from Morrowind, so...
I wish I farmed them when they were expensive.
Oh,
so I could have sold them.
Oh, that you could have. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is... Robot Dancer was going to be on the show, but she decided to do a dungeon instead. And I was kind of hoping...
Who cares about the dungeons?
Who cares about dungeons? Yeah. Here. But... yeah, we started the librarian quest line, and if I remember correctly, this is where you had to go get all the etchings from all the different ancestral tombs, and there's like a ton of them, and that's why I kind of wish she was here, because she was telling me about this. And I see, well, both Scooter, Glistener, Toybox, Nerdman, and Neroth. Hello, guys. Welcome to the show.
Hello,
Since I didn't say hello in chat, so there we go. Yeah, so I started that quest line, and I feel so bad that I don't quite remember where I left off, because it's been so freaking long. Who's this other guy? Oh, okay. So I found Lady Laurent again, and Stibbins. Because, of course...
Oh, poor Stibbins.
Poor Stibbins. And the only thing that I have marked down is that there is a guy called Medbed or whatever. He's essentially a male Redguard Thais who hates spiders.
What? Oh.
The way because if I remember, you have to go into this spider, and he's just terrified, like crying in the corner. Yeah. And it's Thais if she was a male Redguard. That's what I have marked down here.
I mean, she did invent blind healing.
She also invented running out of the room screaming. And then I'm having to reach over to her computer and trying to hit heal skills while doing a dungeon. That was interesting. Hello, kitty. This is my Khajiit. She hasn't been on a show in a while either, so of course she has to be here. Ain't that right?
Yep.
Ain't that right? Yeah, say hello.
Star of the show. We are just filler for the cat.
And she's like, I feel like there's something else I wanted to say. Well, I'm going to go into a little bit of a rant here in a second, but I went into the new. I tried out the new costume system, which is pretty freaking awesome. Actually, I really enjoy that.
It is.
I was a little worried about the weapon dying, going, oh great, now we're going to see all these pink weapons and stuff like that. And like, oh great, but actually. I did the pinkest dye I could on my weapon, and it actually didn't look that bad. Like,
yeah, I mean, ESO, I mean, ZeniMax is doing a very good job at keeping things immersive with the like dye system and outfit system and things like that.
Yeah, I was really worried I was just going to see bright pink swords or whatever, but it was actually kind of dull and muted. Like if you put it in, it kind of looked more like rose gold than actual like hot pink, and I was like, oh, okay. I hear my little Nord. He's not very happy. He's not happy about the pink swords either. But I did my outfit. It's all skin changer with the exception of shoulders. Shoulders was something that I fought over for a while because there's very few that kind of match, and I wish there was a hide shoulder option because all right, skin changer. You've seen Skin Changer. I wear it a lot, and I think we even have a screenshot. Yeah. It's that scale mail looking armor, right? That's this big coat. Yep. I feel like it's good enough by itself, you know?
Yeah.
And I hear my kid up there, and he's just going nuts. I'm not sure what's wrong with him at the moment. Poor thing. He's not very happy. That's all I know. But I don't feel like you need shoulders. So when I put the skin changer shoulders on, I hate them. They're so ugly.
I actually never looked at skin changer shoulders because I always had the monster shoulder before outfit system, and I actually haven't. Let me port to someplace and actually take a look.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll kind of describe them. The big issue I have, there's twofold factor. The actual shoulder itself, the shape is not bad. The problem is it kind of sits directly on your shoulder and sticks out way too far. So it has this weird little floating. If it were just shifted an angle so that that sticking out part would kind of hug your arm, it would probably look a lot better. The other thing I'm not real fond of is it has like a fur trim across where the neck would go. You can't dye that. Like, I'm sitting there going, okay, like I kind of like muted earth tones. The two dyes I use the most are Cyrodiilic Steel, which is kind of like a blue gray. It looks really nice on metal, right? So Cyrodiilic Steel and Wolf Fur Brown. Those are the two that I use the most. Okay? And if I have to throw a dash of white in there to kind of give me that little more of a Holy Warrior type aspect because I like the white, I generally use White Gold Tower white. But I was thinking, okay, great. This probably maybe wouldn't look terrible if I could dye this somewhat greenish-looking fur brown, right? Because it matched the rest of everything else that was brown. You can't even dye that. None of the dye channels affect that piece of armor.
Yeah, I'm looking at them now. Actually, they are not as bad as I imagined.
They're not terrible. They just...
Yeah.
The armor looks better without them. Like...
But yeah, that ant part, if it actually went down like the Imperial shoulders, like that last bit.
Yeah, if it hugged your arm, it would look good.
That would have been better.
Now it just kind of sticks out a little bit and kind of reminds me of some of the Dwemer armor, and I'm just not real fond of that. So,
and it doesn't go well with the skin changer like Curious either.
No. Just for giggles, take your shoulder off, go in and just look at the full skin changer outfit with no shoulder, because you can't hide the shoulders. So just take them off, go back in and just look at the set without shoulders.
Right. Decline? I don't want... No. Yeah. Let me...
Meanwhile, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go into a little rant. And this actually has to do with more hardware related. So... You know, I've obviously rebuilt the PC, and I'm now doing a big step up from where I was. I was rocking an i5 2500 CPU, if that gives you any idea of where I was. And it served me very well. Did 5 years worth of podcasting with that poor thing, and really put it through the ringer. I'm now rocking an i7 8700. So that 6-core i7 is really cool. Nerdman, the Elder Fashions podcast. Yeah, we're changing our name. But my rant actually has to do with the fact that, okay, I've now upgraded. My hard drive is on a solid state drive, an M2, one of the Samsung EVO 960s, right? The ones that use the PCI Express slot. You know what I'm referring to?
Not really.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to pull it up here. And
I have to take a look. Okay, re-say that again. Repeat that again. What did you just say?
Samsung 960 EVO.
Yep. Okay. Actually, was the first thing that came up.
Yep. I have the 500 gig internal SSD, the M.2. So it doesn't use SATA anymore. It uses PCI Express. So it's wicked fast, like insanely wicked fast. I forget what they actually said the rating, even between normal SSDs. I don't hold this as a gospel or anything because I don't remember the number, but I think that the difference is like a normal solid state drive transmits as an IO of like 6 gigs a second. of transfer speed, and this thing's like 32. So it's massive, okay?
Yeah.
I have my OS on this and select games that I'm playing on this drive. That includes ESO, okay? Load screens still take for frickin' ever.
They do. I honestly don't think load screens have anything to do with how fast everything is loaded, like relative to your hard drive.
Yeah.
I think it's a server issue, so
I
don't know
agree.
how that makes how's that possible? What causes it? But it appears to be the case.
Yeah. I'm just like, dude, this is one of the fastest hard drives on the market. Like, and I was curious whether or not it was server side or client side that it was handled. I would have thought it was client side because it would have to render those everything in, right? But apparently that has no bearing whatsoever. I've not seen any speed increase going from a standard 7200 RPM drive to the M2. Like, there's no difference. In fact, after the latest DLC, it's probably a little longer.
Yeah. I mean, before the DLC, I was able to like port in and out of Wardenfell all the time. Now, not so fast.
Yeah, and this has been a curse of ESO for a very, very long time. Load screens have been the bane of their existence. So I'm just kind of going into a little rant because it's kind of like I got this new PC's all built and is leaps and bounds better than what my old one was. I mean, it's not top of the line or anything, but it's definitely tons better than my old build, and I've seen zero improvement on ESO. And it's not because of any hardware confliction, because other games, it's insane. Like, I was playing BDO last night, and oh my goodness, does that load fast? Like, I had no issues. I booted up a single player game. What was I playing? Final Fantasy 12, and that's flawless. Like, it's not anything with any kind of weird hardware confliction. It's just ESO itself just handles very badly with load screens. So that's kind of my rant.
One day they'll be
fixed.
I
know. I mean, they do good, but it was a disappointment. I was all really excited. I installed it on the drive. I'm like, I'm putting this on this drive. I'm really excited. This is going to be, I'm hoping this really kind of helps. And frankly, it doesn't. The only thing it actually helps on is some of my add-ons loading a little better. Like when Master Merchant runs and does all of its calculations, because all that's being done on that drive. So that seems to be okay. Yeah. That helped a little bit, but everything else, I have not seen an improvement. I mean, the graphics card, obviously, there's a little bit of an improvement there because it's considerably better. It's like twice as good as my old one, because the 970 is like a 4 gig, and my old card was an ATI Radeon 6950, which was like 2, I think it is.
Possible. I don't know ATI.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, but it sleeps and bounds better there. But that's just kind of my rant. And I noticed that it has been worse since the DLC dropped, but I've only been in the game like twice. And each...
Yeah, I can easily say Wardenfell at least has been like, I can't port into Wardenfell. It takes at least a few minutes now.
All right.
And that's after the DLC.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's the end of my Tales arc. I think it's all you.
All right. So, I have a bunch of stuff here because, as I said, like, if you have been following the show for earlier, before we ended up in a hiatus, I was kind of away from Elder Scrolls Online a bit. I wasn't playing much. But I've been, for the past couple, or maybe like 3-4 weeks, I've been actually actively playing the game. And I have a bunch of like bullet points here that I'm going to go through. First up, the marker Bear Dog is back in the Crown Store finally. So I was actually able to get it on Europe as well. Look at this. Well, you can see my screen. But,
I have him as well. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. He's absolutely one of my favorites.
He's my favorite pet. pet, and I wasn't able to get it on Europe because they removed it from the Crown Store, but he's back. I was able to get it again, so that's one thing. They still don't have the Yokudan Charger, the gray Yokudan Charger. Just one mount that I've been waiting for to get on Europe, and it's not here. Hopefully, maybe next time, like next month's Crown Store, maybe we'll get it. Since apparently the old items finally got their turn. Like, we got the Senchi Tiger as well. The pet Senchi Panther, not the tiger, but... So, basically the old items are being repurposed into the Crown Store, so I'm hoping I'm gonna get the Yokudan Charger as well. So, since last episode, you were talking about Dark Brotherhood, and I decided to do it as well. So I actually started the Dark Brotherhood questline. And did you do the Litany of Blood?
No, I think I still have that. But before you do that, what'd you think of Mirabelle?
Yeah. Actually, this might be a spoiler, but so anyone who wants to do Dark Brotherhood questline, this will be like 1-sentence spoiler. So if you want to mute now, mute and just maybe wait 5 seconds. You can't say Mirabelle, as we discussed.
You can?
She dies. Yeah, no, you can't.
Oh, we can't.
No, it doesn't work.
Oh.
I tried the other option, and it just doesn't work. It ends up in the same way.
I mean...
So I don't know why there is that option.
I'm sure there's...
It doesn't affect anything, basically. Just immersive reasons, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm curious whether or not how she react. How did she react when you turned her in?
She just said, "Okay, thank you for bringing this to my attention."
Oh,
that was
okay. It. Okay, so Mirabelle didn't say anything. Okay.
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't get a chance to.
Well, yeah, she, based on the story of what happens, she disappears from the thing before. Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so
I would have been hurt if you could have, because I loved Mirabelle, but it really probably would have put a big impact on the story of where it goes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, Litany of Blood is basically a book of targets, of riddles and targets in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, and it describes a person. Hold on, let me see if I have the book on this character, so I can actually read out maybe one of them. Well, I don't. So basically, it's like it gives you a description in a riddle-like manner, and you have to find that person, or you can cheese it and just look at the NPC's eyes directly in first person, and the ones that don't have one eye, they are the target. But I didn't want to cheese it, and I just wanted to try and find them. So one of my target was an Altmer in Skywatch, actually. So I'm running around trying to find this Altmer. The description was something like her dress was of sky, her eye was of sky. So basically, I was looking for someone with a blue dress and blue eyes or something like that. And I ended up in a party in the palace of Queen Iran. So I look around and I see a dancing elf that is high elf that is wearing blue. So I think, okay, that's got to be my target, right? But there is no way to sneak. Like, because it's a party, everyone is dancing, there's music playing. There's no way to sneak. Like, I just couldn't do it. So I did what every sane Nord would do. I just killed everyone in the party.
Yeah, seems right.
Yeah, I mean, why not? And obviously the guard, like, there were NPCs, they were attacking me and whatnot. So I had to jump off the balcony to escape from the Altmers and the rest of the palace guard and whatnot. And I dropped right in front of my target from the balcony. Like, I jumped off in a movie-like manner, and I dropped right in front of an Altmer that was wearing blue, had blue eye, and was missing her other eye. So that was my target. Obviously, I killed her on the spot as well.
You probably would have done that even if she wasn't your target, because she's an Altmer. But
yeah. But this is how you know Citis. Like, Citis guided me into my target, guided me towards my target, and he wanted the soul, and he got the soul. So hail Citis!
Hail Citis!
Obviously. Yeah,
that's funny.
So that was one of my favorite moments, because it was so immersive. I was like, well, maybe killing an entire Altmer party at the palace of Queen herself wasn't much immersive, but the way I ended up right in front of my target, that was great. So the rest of my tales actually don't contain story, but we've been doing. So I mentioned this before. I'm part of a guild called the Drunkenborns on European side, and it is the like community guild of a streamer, Ophelia Noir, just like Wings of Fate. We are it's called Drunkenborns, and we've been doing a lot of dungeons, the hard ones specifically, because like the group, we have a DPS called Geo. He might be in chat, I don't know. He's a min-maxer, and he basically forces everyone to min-max as well. Like he'll bug you, he'll torture you, he'll do everything in his power. And we all ended up min-maxing, and now we all have optimal builds.
Okay.
We all do. So the DPS is just off the charts. The heals are off the charts. Obviously, I was always like the best tank. There's no problem there. I was already min-maxed. All of us know that.
Well, you weren't a sexplar with a two-hander, so I don't think min-max counts.
So we are doing like hard mode dungeons. Actually, let me think about in what order to do it. All right, I'm gonna talk about the DPS word. Geo pulls out he always pulls out plus 40k DPS. That's his default. Like, even in a very dynamic fight, he pulls 40k DPS. And our other two DPS, Ophelia herself and Ugo, they both do like 30 to 40k DPS as well. So it's like overall 80k DPS combined. And then I made a new build to buff this up.
Okay.
I'm using Ebon set as usual, just for edit bonuses. And then I added Powerful Assault. Now, Powerful Assault 5th bonus gives 157 on purple to your allies, weapon and spell damage, to your allies when you use an assault ability, which I use Vigor all the time anyway. So this buff is always up. And then I obviously slot Ingenious Weapons. And then I add Stalwart Guard to this, which is an alliance support skill. What it does is, you link with someone in your party, you take 30% of all damage they do, and you give them minor force, giving them 10% extra critical chance. And then I also slotted Engulfing Flames, which increases the fire damage the affected monster gets. So, combined with all this that I'm doing, obviously our healer is very good too. He is a veteran trial healer. So he does all the buffs as well. So I think we are, like, at the end of the day, with all the debuffs and everything, we are pulling up to, I don't know, 100k DPS or something. So we are shredding everything.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm hearing... Oh, it's the arena. I heard, like, clapping. As soon as I said, we are pulling 100k DPS, I heard, like, clappings and cheering, and I was so confused. I thought it was, like, stream alert or something, someone followed or something.
No.
But the timing was so perfect. Oh man, it was the arena from Kwatch.
Oh, well, there you go. That's actually really funny that you said that.
Yeah. So basically, we are shredding every dungeon we enter.
Okay.
Now, the problem is, this is normally a good thing, right? You would think this is a good thing.
Right, yeah.
Well, no.
Okay.
When we were doing Veteran Runes of Mazatun in hard mode, we kept dying. Like, we are doing insane DPS. We are healing up perfectly. We keep dying. Then one of the attempts, one of our DPS disconnected. And he was gone for like 5 to 10 minutes. So we were chilling out, trying not to damage the boss. And that is the run that we actually were able to complete hard mode.
Really?
Then we realized we were doing so much DPS that we were activating all of the boss mechanics at the same time. Like, it was like, in 10 seconds, all of the boss mechanics are activated, and we died. So apparently, we were doing so much DPS that we actually ended up dead in some of the fights.
Well, that's a problem right there.
Yeah, it is. I actually remember we ran into that problem with you as well.
Yeah.
It's actually in one of my videos. It was, I don't know where, was it the Dragonstar Arena with the dwarven colossus.
I think so, because we were damaging them all down to the point where they were doing their attacks all at once, the spin moves or whatever, and we just couldn't get through.
And they were like 10 of them. We were the entire arena was filled with them, and we were just keep getting killed.
That's because as his health was going down, he kept summoning, and you were supposed to get him down low enough, kill the thing, but instead we're saying, we'll just focus on him, and he's like, okay, summon. By the end, we're like, oh no. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, that I can't pronounce that. Sorry, Ahan. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that story kind of makes me think of a quest you get from the Dark Brotherhood Elder Scrolls Oblivion, where you have to go to the party and kill everyone and are locked onto. Oh, I remember that quest. Did you play Oblivion's Dark Brotherhood quest line?
No.
It had the best quest
ever.
Nope.
Oblivion sucks.
Shut up.
I could barely make it through the main. I did the main storyline one time, and it was a struggle to do that.
How?
It's so bad. Oh, the only good part is Sean Bean, and he dies.
Come on, Aggie. Come on.
I stand by my statement.
You are just unappreciative.
Nope, I stand by my statement. Oblivion is the worst. I would rather play Arena than play Oblivion again.
Come on.
No,
I mean, that's just wrong.
It is. I would rather play Arena. Oh no, better yet, I would rather play the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard than play.
What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is.
It was one of the spin-offs off the main series. There was like 2 of them. There was Shadow something, Shadow Key, and Redguard. And they were kind of spin-off sections. But no,
see. He knows. He says it's because you played it wrong, and he's wrong. He's right. Like, you probably did play it wrong. I mean, you even play Elder Scrolls Online wrong. You are trying to tank with a 2-handed.
Oh, and it's amazing
sword or whatever.
Yeah,
It doesn't work.
It does, and it is glorious. And the blood from the slain enemy sprinkles my magnificent beard, and with meat in my hand, because I can do that because I'm not holding a shield, right? I slay all the enemies.
Yeah, but you are not supposed to slay your enemies. You're a tank. Tank's duty is to keep his DPSs alive.
And they can do that better
by
having no enemies for them to fight, because I kill them.
Yeah, how much DPS you are pulling with that tank anyway? Is that even, like, noticeable?
Last time I did it, this was like 12k or something like that on the tank.
12k. Yeah. For 12k, you are making both yourself and your allies squishy. That's not worth it. I'm talking about 100k DPS here combined. 12k in that is just ignorable.
No, it's amazing. And this was a few patches ago, but it's okay. That's fine. No, that's cool.
See, the chat knows. See, Scott knows. Oblivion, the best Elder Scrolls. He is correct.
I just started Oblivion. It's not bad so far. Was just about the sub now. Meh. Like, ouch. Ouch, Marion. Ouch. See? Oblivion, the best Elder Scrolls. Scooter! Yeah. Come on, man!
See? People know.
People can be wrong.
Community knows. No.
People elected...
You can be wrong as well. You're a human. You're people as well.
No. You guys are all wrong, and the Sexplar is amazing. Feel free to live in your ignorance. I understand. It's okay.
Anyway, the quest is, they lock you up in a house. This is actually, I think, from a very famous writer. I forgot the name. She writes, if I'm not mistaken, like, I don't know what it's called in English. Like detective stories and mysteries, that kind of stuff. She's very famous. You are locked up in a house, and there's a killer, and no one knows who the killer is. Someone might know this in chat. If you do, just remind me. There was a TV series for it as well, just last year or something.
I don't know.
But yeah, you are basically locked up in a house, and you have to kill everyone in the house, but you have to do it without anyone knowing that you are the murderer. So it's like a murder house thing, and it is actually one of the most enjoyable quests I had in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, because there is both the challenge and comic relief, so it was very nice.
And you probably needed that to get through that horrible game.
I mean, had this not be a family-friendly show?
I know, like the entire Elder Scrolls community has denounced me from this already, and I've said it multiple times. But.
Yeah, actually, not really. I mean, the streamer I mentioned, Ophelia, our guild leader, she is also the same. She hates Oblivion.
I don't know why.
I also take the same. I also get the same treatment there as well. So I guess this is my destiny.
Yeah,
like,
it fits.
All of my guild leaders everywhere just hate Oblivion, and they tease me with it.
Yeah. Just saying. If you picked good games, it wouldn't be a problem.
I don't even. I mean, you didn't throw me off at the start this time.
No, I'm just doing it now.
You are doing it now. Just cornering me.
It's been like a month and a half, dude.
Yeah, you are going heavy as well.
Well, it's been a month and a half. You know, it's been a while. I have to get it all in. So yeah, makes sense. All right, continue. I will not Oblivion pick on you anymore. Maybe.
So I'm gonna move on to Dragon Bones DLC.
Okay.
So, as you all know, the new DLC is called Dragon Bones, and you actually fight a dragon now.
No.
Which, according to Aggelos, should not have existed in Second Era, but here we are fighting one, getting killed by one. Even though it's a skeleton, but we never said. I mean, it like breathes on you, it claws you, it slams you to the ground. So I feel like it's pretty much alive.
No.
No. Honestly, though, it does say like it doesn't have a dragon soul. Instead, it has some random whatever soul. So it's just using the dragon skeletons.
As I said in Discord, if you fought a T-Rex skeleton, it does not mean you killed a T-Rex. You killed a pile of bones.
So there are things that I want to mention. I will leave the lore part to the last, but the new dungeons, dude, they are dynamic as hell. They are. There's so many things going all at the same time. It's like they gotta be the most dynamic dungeons and boss fight mechanics in the game yet. They're like, especially the scale caller fight in hard mode. So there are different mechanics. Like there's a laser mechanic that petrifies you, that you have to free your ally from it. This is before the final boss fight. And then there is like a mechanic where you have to jump into another AoE to survive another AoE. And then there's a poison version, and then there is like narrates that summon gazers that throw you in the air so you avoid something. These are all different fight mechanics from different bosses throughout the scale caller dungeon. But in the boss fight, if you want to do the hard mode, it adds all of these. So when you are trying to do the boss fight, and there's like the boss does AoE, the Atronach does AoE, the narrate does AoE, there are lasers that does AoE, there are the poisons from the stat, everything is happening at the same time, and you can't stand still, you have to run around, you have to look everywhere, because like you are trying to avoid one AoE, and while you are trying to dodge rolling from that AoE, the boss grabs your like squishy and is killing it, so you have to charge there, get blocked at, and then move away from her. It's like everything's happening at the same time. It's utter chaos, and I love it. It's my favorite. It's becoming my favorite boss fight. but both of these new dungeons are very dynamic, and I'm loving it. And we only got like boss to 75% on hard mode. I don't even know how to do achievements. Like for example, let me
just keep rolling for a second. I have to step away for a second.
All right. Okay, so let me just tell you a couple achievements from that fight. Like, we spent a few hours and we only got 75%. And then there's, for example, defeat all encounters in addition to the boss name, the boss name, the boss name, in under 30 minutes without dying in hard mode. In hard mode without dying under 30 minutes. How is this even possible? Or talk about how awesome Oblivion is now that he is away. That is actually a good idea.
No,
but
too late.
It's he's here.
Nice try.
Oh, we are too late.
Yeah. It was a valiant
Besides,
effort.
it's more fun to talk about how awesome Oblivion is when he's here.
Do you just enjoy
So-
lying to people? Like,
No, I just love spreading the facts, unlike you, who tries to spread lies.
no.
You are like the Daedric Prince of Lies, while I am like one of the Aedra of, I don't know, justice and whatever. Truth. Is there even Aedra that is like, hey, we are gonna say truths. We are gonna speak only truths. I don't know.
I would imagine either Julianos or Stendar.
Yeah, those came to my mind, but both of them are not really. I mean, Stendar is like, hey, we are going to be vigilant, but it doesn't say we are not going to lie, I suppose.
And here's the thing. There's no... none of the deities in anything are perfectly good or bad. Like, that's the thing with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
there's very few who are absolute in anything. There's always a little bit of a gray area with almost everybody, with the exception of like Mara, who...
Yeah. But yeah, basically the achievements are, I mean, they are almost impossible for, unless you are someone like Alcast, which I believe he yesterday was able to do all achievements in scale color. So that's like, but he's Alcast,
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
a little different.
I mean, they're playing on a different level than us.
Then the plebs.
So, yeah, we are the plebs. Min-maxer. I mean, we try to do optimal stuff, but we are still plebs compared to them. So my final point, in Fanglair, the Fanglair is a necromancer-focused dungeon. And every now and then, the NPCs are, the mobs are, the trash pulls are, having a dialogue between them. And it takes place in a Dwemer ruin. At one point, there are some necromancers gathered around a group of skeletons that are like hanging from some structure. And one of the necromancers says, why I can't summon them? Why do they not answer? Why she specifically said, why I can't summon the Dwemer? Why do they not answer? So she's trying to summon the Dwemer souls, and she's apparently trying to ask them questions, but she cannot do it. The other one says, divine retribution, they are not meant to come back. And then she also adds, now at this point the fight starts because there is a like skeleton bone colossus coming towards your way. So the fight starts. But she says something along the lines that they are in the void and they are not meant to come back, and you can't summon something from void. So obviously this is just like another tale, since it's Elder Scrolls. Like, this is from one NPC, one random necromancer to another. It doesn't say that it's true or whatever. But
Right.
I find it interesting because I'm gonna add one thing, and then I'm gonna let you go on lore.
All right.
It's specifically why I put this in here. Remember in one of the sermons, Vivec says, like, Vivec mentions 8 names that are the doom of the Dwemer. And I mentioned that those 8 names sounded like divines, like I don't remember it exactly, but like Akka and then all the other 8. They were like the shortened versions of the divines' names.
Yeah.
So my theory was that whatever Dwemer was doing with the Heart of Lorkhan or whatever was going to destroy Nirn. Because if you remember also, Heart of Lorkhan, Lorkhan said something along the lines of, if I die or if I get destroyed or whatever, Nirn goes with me. I don't remember the exact thing. So my theory was that the Dwemer was doing something with the Heart of Lorkhan, trying to, I don't know, channel its power or whatever, and it was going to result in the destruction of Nirn or Mundus or whatever. And to avoid that, to prevent that, the divines gathered together and punished or banished or whatever the Dwemer, and apparently into the void, in this, at least in this context. So it was just nice to see, well, another thing that I can add to my fan theory, basically. But go ahead, now it's your lore turn.
Okay. There's several theories about that, because whether or not at the and the reason why I want to say the banished to the void is because when Cagnarak used the tools of, well, his tools on the Heart of Lorkhan, all the Dwemer disappeared. Some of the ruling theories is that Azura cursed them and also pulled them out of reality, which would kind of fit the void theory, because I don't think the Aedra have that ability. Maybe they do, but they're confined within the realm of Mundus. Like, by giving of themselves, the spherical planets that you see that represent the 9 divines, or the 8 divines rather, are actually contained within the sphere, and the stars and whatnot are supposed to be the holes through Aetherius, through the void.
Yeah.
Aetherius is even beyond. The void itself is even outside of that. So what you're saying at this point is that I don't believe that the divines have the ability to go outside through Aetherius. Because they're kind of contained. That makes sense. The Aedra, however, are a little different in that regard, or the Daedra are a little different because they didn't give of themselves, and they contain their realms are within the void itself. They're just little contained realms in there, and this cat is really starting to bother me now. She won't leave me alone.
Where is your cat spray? Anti-Khajiit spray?
Right here, the DCN official anti-Khajiit spray. Yeah. $9.99 DCN approved. No. Do you have pesky Khajiit bothering you at your gate? Is Chowman overrun with cat litter? Well, here you go. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so that's kind of one of the prevailing theories, is that they were pulled out. And the reason why that would be, and my first thought was like, why were they pulled out, and yet the 3 Dwemer, or not 3 Dwemer, the 3 Dunmer were allowed to essentially ascend using the tools? Other than the fact that Azura favors Dunmer a lot. So...
yeah, but didn't she curse, like, everyone?
Oh, well, yeah, no, she was pissed. Yeah. But see, and that's kind of the wrinkle in that whole story is, well, why didn't she just stop them from using it? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Aedra, I would say maybe they have a policy of, like Valar in Tolkien, they have a policy of, okay, we are not gonna meddle in mortal issues. We are gonna let them do whatever they do, and we are just gonna guide them. But these are Daedra. Like, they occasionally, like whenever they feel like it, just invade Nirn. So it's not like they would be, okay, I'm not gonna like intervene. I mean, you guys do it all the time. So yeah, you're right. I mean, if she has the power to like banish an entire race of Dwemer, which are no simple people, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like banishing High Elves or whatever, who are plebs. It's like the Dwemer. I mean, yeah, you're right. Why didn't she just stop them from using it? I don't know. You are the Morrowind expert here. You should know.
Well, the problem is no one knows. There's so many conflicting theories.
I don't care. You should
know. Yeah.
We should find a way to get...
Okay, this is the official lore reason. When Cagnarak went to use the tools on the Heart of Lorkhan, the Heart of Lorkhan was literally them turning on the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and the sheer awfulness of Oblivion caused them all just to evaporate and take all the dragons away.
Or maybe they loved Elder Scrolls Oblivion so much, they have been just locked up in their man caves or whatever, and they've been playing Oblivion ever since their disappearance. They are not disappeared. They are just locked up in some LAN party in a Dwemer ruin, like an epic Dwemer LAN party, and they're just playing Oblivion non-stop for centuries.
Oh, they wouldn't do that because there were no Dwemer ruins in Cyrodiil, and they're like, screw this. Apparently, they didn't want to be in Cyrodiil anyway.
Well, there isn't that you know of, but maybe it's a secret party that only the ones that actually appreciate Elder Scrolls Oblivion can enter.
So what, like 3 people?
Oh, come on. That was very good, too. I can't say anything to that. Wow.
I think I should change the title of this show to the Oblivion Bashing Show, since that's what's going to happen.
You know, I'm not going to come on the show anymore. Fine. I'm going to play Oblivion.
I'm going to go play Oblivion.
Find another co-host.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, ouch. Yep.
Alright.
Oh, man. Okay.
So, yeah, that was the end of my tale.
Okay. It ended good then. I like that. All right. Woo! You take a breath from that one.
Yeah, it got hot in here. So
that's from the burn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we did say last week that we are going to return with the sermons. So after about 20 minutes of going back and forth with Ark on what episode or what sermon are we on now, because we couldn't remember.
Yeah.
We figured that out, and we are going to start that. So I got to get into my lore pose. All right.
You do that? Give me 1 second.
All right, I will do it. I'll vamp for a little bit. So Oblivion really sucks. I will go, and I honestly don't know why I don't enjoy Oblivion that much. I really just don't.
I actually had to crack a window.
Oh, it is
too much.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. I do that, but I sent pictures in our Discord to you, Ark. If I did that, I'd probably have like a foot of snow roll in this window, because this room.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that. We didn't get any snow this year. How do I live? What kind of fate is how I ended up living in the only city that doesn't snow? Yeah, go ahead. Ag? Hello?
I have a snowball for you.
Oh, come on. You can't tease me like that.
I just reaced out my window and got a snowball. So, there we go.
That's not right. You can't... Do you guys see it? Do you guys see how he teases me? He's not a kind man. He's a ruthless, mean guy.
I had to keep that window open though. Ooh, that air feels good. Yeah. There's a lot of snow. Yeah, I was just saying, I don't really, honestly, to be legit, I have no reason why I don't like Oblivion. I just don't know what it is. Maybe it's the potato head graphics of a lot of the characters that just turns me off right away. And I mean, the sad part is Morrowind doesn't bother me, but that does.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Again, it's same with Ophelia. She says the Oblivion graphics are potato and it's so bad, and then there's Morrowind.
I think it's because it's
they are 2D.
It's inconsistent.
They are 2D textures. They are 2D textures.
It's inconsistent though. All of Morrowind has that same feel, right? So it's like, okay, you can accept it because it's...
All of Oblivion does too. All of Oblivion is just potato faces. It doesn't really matter who you are. You are a potato face.
Maybe you can give Sky Oblivion a try when they're done. No, I would probably try that. I really would.
I hope they are done though. They've been going for a very, very long time.
I see that streamers are like new anchors. They don't need to wear pants. I'm wearing pants. And as Nero says, I think it's the difference between our individual and nostalgic values that give us love, hate of the game. Yeah, I started with Morrowind, so maybe that's why I have a little bit of more love.
Yeah, I started with Oblivion. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm sure the story... I mean, they got Sean Bean in it. Come on, that was awesome. And and the Picard guy, whatever his name is, to voice. And I'm like, it was all fantastic, but I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of it's also mechanic wise. One of the things that really annoyed me is that as soon as you log in, all the main cities, which is really have ports to them already unlocked. So you're just
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that being a thing, honestly.
I could boot up a new game right now, and all the different ports, all the 4 districts or 6 districts in Scott or in Imperial City are unlocked. Bravel and all those. And thank you guys for the follow. I didn't shout out the other one who followed either, Elon. So thank you so much for the follows. Yeah, I just don't like that. Like it.
Well, even if that's the case, just don't use them, Ag. Come on. It's not that difficult. I don't know, install a mod that gets rid of that. There are mods that completely gets rid of fast travel. Use that.
There's a reason why Oblivion has the smallest amount of modders, too. Because no one wants to play it. You can't even deny that. Morrowind has more modders in it than Oblivion does.
That is true.
I was looking at the...
Aren't we doing the reading?
Yeah, we are. We're just fighting with Oblivion more. Because that's what we do on this show, is fight with Oblivion. Alright, drink has been had. 36, Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 19. I should probably adjust my mic a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move this over here so I can actually read it. There we go. Vivec put on his armor and stepped into the non-spatial space, filling to capacity with mortal interaction and information. A canvasless cartography of every single mind it has ever known, an event that has developed some semblance of divine spark. He said, "From here I shall launch my attack on the 8 monsters." Vivec then saw the moss that would come from the starry heart, bringing with them dust more horrible than the ash of Red Mountain. He saw the twin head of ruling king who had no equivalent, and 8 imperfections rubbed into precious stones, set into a crown that looked like shackles, which he understood to be the twin crowns of the 2-headed king, and a river that fed into the mouth of the 2-headed king because he contained multitudes. Vivec then built the provisional house at the center of the secret door. From here he could watch the age to come, or the house is written. Cornerstone 1 has a finger, buried under, pointing through. Dirt, slow, low in the ground. North cannot be guessed, and yet it is spirit-free. Cornerstone 2 has a tongue, and even dust can be talkative. Listen, and you will see the love the ancient libraries need. Cornerstone 3 has a bit of string, shaped like your favorite color. A girl remembers who left it there, but she's afraid to dig it out and see what it is attached to. Cornerstone 4 has 9 bones, removed carefully from a black cat, arranged in a fashion of this word, protecting us from our enemies. Your house is safe now, so why is it? Your house is safe now, so why is it? The ending of the words is Am Sylvie. Okay, so like this is just like a random jumble of words, but I want to point to something here. It's really only one line. Vivec built the provisional house at the center of the secret door. This idea of the secret door, okay, this goes back to the secret symbol of royalty, Kime.
Mm-hmm.
There was a... When talking about it, this was actually from, if I remember correctly, this is actually from an interview with Michael Kirkbride. So whether or not you count it as canon or not is up to you. But he refers to the Imperial City and the spokes, how it was set up, because this is going into tower lore and whatnot. And he says, turn the tower on its side and you see the secret door. From the secret door comes the secret syllable of royalty. That line, again, very esoteric and makes hardly any sense whatsoever. But when you turn the tower on its side, as they say, you're looking as through a secret door. They're trying to spell out the word Chime out of this, Chim, which is, you know, how essentially they say Vivec achieved divinity, that he achieved Chime, whether or not he did or he didn't, or stole it from Lorkhan. But they say Talos did. That's how he became his apotheosis into, or Tiber Septim into Talos of the Nine Divines. The rest of it is gibberish, and I have no idea what's going on. Frankly, as much as I love the series, there are some books in the 36 lessons where you just go, no darn clue.
I wonder if it's like, does it actually don't mean anything and they just write it down so that it doesn't mean anything? Or when they wrote this down back in whenever this was written down, did they actually have something in mind that this gibberish of words means something, but it's like very, very deep in Elder Scrolls lore, and you just don't see it unless the guy who wrote this, you know, tells you, and you'll be like, holy hell,
right?
You know, that, I mean, I wonder if it's like that or actually doesn't mean anything.
You're right. I don't know. And you know what, Ark? I just realized we are rusty.
Yeah,
we missed the news.
Yeah. I noticed, but I thought, okay, I guess we are going to do that.
Well, you should have said something. I didn't even think about it. I just went through it. I'm like, this just doesn't seem right. But all right, I'm going to roll with it.
Well, you threw me off with all the Oblivion hate.
Maybe.
It's not my fault.
Maybe.
You just jumbled my brain.
All right, Ark, let's go ahead and jump into news. What do we got on the docket today?
So, obviously, this week, this Monday, Dragonborn's DLC and Update 17 is released, so we have the relative articles and what they brought to us.
Right.
I'm going to quickly go over what the Dragonborn's DLC added into the game along with Update 17. Obviously, the two dungeons I talk about, Scalecaller Peak and Fanglair, they are the new DLC dungeons, and they are, in my opinion at least, more difficult than the previous DLC dungeons right now. So that's good. I always like crying blood in the dungeon. Yeah. They added the long-discussed outfit system, basically the transmog system, I guess from World of Warcraft. Is that correct? Because I never played it.
Yeah, pretty much exactly that.
Yeah. So basically now you have an outfit slot that you can actually change the look of individual items as long as you know the motif that you are changing the item to. For example, if you know the skin changer chest's motif, you can actually change the look of your chest to skin changer, but you have to know all the motifs for it. They added home storage. Now I know this was a very controversial part of housing. I remember Galiskner not being happy about it, like the fact that there's no storage in the houses. They are just cosmetic.
Yeah.
But now you can buy like storage chests for your houses. Let me actually check how much they cost real quick. So the storage chest fortified one is 60 slots, and it is 2,000 crowns. You can also buy this with Writ Vouchers or Talvar stones. So these are available in game, but they are not easy. I think it's like 100k Talvar stones or something.
Wow,
if
really?
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are. They require a lot of Talvar stones. But I cannot see the actual price right now. It also a lot of Writ Vouchers, I suppose. There's also the small version of the storage, which is 30 slots. So you can put one of these into your house. I mean, one of each. So you can, at the end, get 90 extra slots in your house. And I think you have to go to your house to actually access this.
I do want to say this because I see Mirnat put it in here as well, and I wanted to bring it up. There was a bug apparently where people were losing stuff they put into it when they switch tunes or deleted alts. So keep that in mind before you put anything valuable.
If you put anything valuable in the chest, even if you take it out, do not delete characters until Monday patch. They mentioned this on ESO Live as well, and yeah. So basically, if you put something in the chest, a bound item, and if you delete a character that at any time accessed that chest, all of your items in that chest is gone. So it's a good idea to don't touch any of your characters in terms of deleting them until the patch on Monday. We now get level up rewards, actually.
Okay.
Now, yeah, they are not too much, and unfortunately, I don't know, I didn't put the exact rewards into the show. I have the bullet point, but there's no link in it that I'm just noticing this. But I do remember some of what we get. Okay. So basically, like, at level 10, at level, I don't know, 17, 20, 30, that kind of deal, you get a bunch of rewards. The rewards include amount. You get the sorrel horse, which is available in-game as well, but you get it with leveling as well. You get some gold, you get some, I don't know, things like utility stuff, potions and whatever, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, do they actually detail these here? No, they don't. The most important part of this is that you get an extra outfit slot. Which is the only other way, other than Crown Store, to get an extra outfit slot. The thing is, these level up rewards only happens once. So you can't just level a character, delete it, level a character, delete it. It doesn't work. This is per account. Gina on the forums said, apparently, this is actually in the show notes, so I can quote her directly. Let me open it up. I heard you're not happy about it,
I'm not, because so much of my complaint about the Crown Store is that there's limited access to get this stuff, except for with the Crown Store. If this was something that you actually stayed on, you know what I mean, and you could reliably farm it, I wouldn't even have complaints about crown crates anymore, because there would be a way to get them.
Oh, you get a crown crate as well, by
I saw the crown crates you get, but it's still, I don't know. It's because you can only do it one time. It's no different than a free weekend that you just actually have to work harder for.
Yeah, I mean, but lately they've been doing more and more stuff like this, in my opinion. Yeah. And I feel like they are slowly going towards where we would be 100% happy.
You're right. And they were so close. Not just, if this was something that they...
Yeah, we are so
if
close.
They would have just kept this system, just for the crown crates alone, where every time you level a character to 50 or whatever, you get so many crown crates, I would be fine with crown crates. Because you could reasonably earn them by playing the game, you know?
Yeah.
But no,
the problem with that is that it's very easy to level to 50. Like, if you don't care about anything and just pop up some potions, like experience potions.
Which also are tied into the crown store, so...
No.
The better ones are. Yeah, but the better ones are.
No. You can craft the exact... it's only the timer that is different. But the amount of bonus experience you get, you can craft the same.
Yeah.
It is very difficult to come by that 100%, like 100% bonus experience material.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's so hard to get in game that it would just be easier to buy a few crowns.
Wait, what's so hard about it? It's like it goes for 2,500 golds, 2.5k gold per
for the row.
Ambrosia. No.
Yeah, but that's not the weaker one. That's not the other one. The that you use the ethereal dust for. That's the 100%.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still easy to level to 50.
Well, yeah. No, it is.
I mean, you can do it in maybe a day if you know where to grind and if you have like training gear and whatnot.
Right, but not everyone's gonna do that.
Yeah, I know, but obviously, if I would imagine, like, normally, for example, for limited time offers, I believe, obviously we don't have access to data, but I believe it wouldn't affect their sales to get rid of limited time sales. But I do believe making this crown crate reward for leveling a repeatable thing, that would drop their crown crate sales a lot.
Thanks for the sub, Mirnet.
I honestly believe that.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Thanks, man.
No, I do think it would affect the sales a little bit. You're right. Mm-hmm. But don't underestimate the laziness of people who would be farming and go, all right, I'm tired of this. But is it worth the amount of goodwill that the people, to keep people playing your game? Huh?
Yeah, the thing is, people are not as bothered as we are with the Crown Store. It's like you and I.
And those same people
are quite outnumbered.
Those same people probably wouldn't also care about throwing down money on crown crates either. They're not going to go out of their way to level characters nonstop just to delete them and redo them.
I suppose.
I mean,
either way, I mean, I'm happy with this because it's so we are slow. I feel like we are slowly getting there to the point that we won't have anything that we can say about the game on a show. Like, we will be like, okay, we have absolutely zero negative things this time. Yeah, it's a slow road, but I feel like we are getting there.
It's getting better, but not as fast as I would like, obviously.
So, someone asked to Gina, or on the forums just, I don't know if they actually asked Gina, but that, I have 14 fully maxed out characters, and how am I supposed to get these level up rewards? And the answer is we are discussing the option of adding another character slot for that reason. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or if it happened already. I'm not sure. Because I only have like 3 characters that are leveled up anyway. So
right.
I didn't check, but they are thinking about it if they haven't done it already.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, there are combat improvements that I'm going to get into. Also, 2 new battlegrounds that I actually forgot to check myself because I actually forgot they were in the game. They were in the update. Oh. They are called Deeping Drome and More Khazgur. And I have no idea what they are because I forgot they were in the game.
Noted. I didn't know they were being added either, but I don't really do a whole ton of PvP myself, so it's kind of...
Yeah, I can't do it anymore either, because now Battlegrounds is... they include champion points now, and because of that I suck at it. Like, before I could tank like crazy, not anymore. There is over 200 champion point difference, and it takes a huge toll, so... Until I'm maxed out, I'm not going to be doing PvP either, I suppose.
Right.
Those were the what the update added. Now, there's a full article on the combat changes. So I'm going to quickly go over these as well. So basically, they wanted to, increase the teamwork and tactics, basically get rid of the well-known stuff, I suppose. So they improved synergies. Let's see what I read these before the show, but hold on. With this update, we wanted to make synergies easier to understand and even easier to activate, says the lead combat designer Eric Robel. Every ability that offers a synergy now displays a clear visual indicator, such as a column of light. Once the synergy is used, the indicator disappears. This helps other players know whether they can expect to find a synergy there. I suppose this was always a thing, though. But I always just look for the blessed shards, which
only that one does. Others don't. Yeah. Like when people what's the tank one, the inner rage or whatever, that doesn't really have a easy to see indicator or know when you're close enough that it goes off.
Yeah, but for example, where do I see the bone shield synergy? Because I use bone shield as a tank. It's not placed anywhere. It's on me. Do I shine on people?
You're the glowy one we have to run to. Yeah. I imagine it's probably similar to it happens directly in front of you or where you were standing, and then when you move, it's still there for a period of time. Yeah, that would be my thought anyway.
Yeah. So what you're spacing in Cyrodiil, basically they remove the cap on a AoE spell the damage cap on an area of effect ability. So before, apparently, I didn't know this was a thing, but the AoE was capped, and if, let's say, you hits 10 people with the same AoE, apparently the damage was capped. That's no longer the case. Everyone in your AoE, even if it's like 50 people, they will suffer the same damage.
Right.
They will suffer the maximum damage. So, for example, you see a group of, I don't know, 20 Altmers, and you are just a group of 5, and they clustered into a small area. You can actually just AoE them down pretty quickly if you time it right or whatever. At least this is what they are going with. Like, they are trying to spread the large scale battles so people don't cluster up because of the damage cap.
Right.
This I know they decreased the block cost, but they also reduced the potency of stamina block cost reduction enchantments. This was apparently to balance out the regular players and min-maxed players. So there's that, which didn't affect me too much because I wasn't going for a full-on block cost reduction build. But those who did will get hit quite hard by this, I suppose. The interrupts also changed. Before you could, when you are using a casting ability, you were slowed down a lot. They increased that speed for PvP, so you can actually move around better while doing that, doing a casting ability.
Great.
You can still be interrupted, and you will now have a red glow on you that indicates that you can be interrupted. And you won't be able to recast the ability right away after getting interrupted.
Okay.
There's a short cooldown. So basically you can just try to kite while doing a cast ability now better, but it's also easier to interrupt someone when they are doing that. And time your heavy attacks tactically. This, before I didn't know this was a thing as well. Once a boss was off-balanced, and anyone does a heavy attack, it apparently removed the off-balance debuff from the boss.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore. Entire party can do a heavy attack before that off-balance is removed. Let's see the final thing. Oh, no, there's no, that was the final thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good change. I like some of that. I'm not real fond of the movement speed while casting, because that just makes orcs even harder to catch. But
yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I guess. That's all I really.
At least they won't be able to recast their ability constantly once interrupted.
This is
so if I can catch them once and interrupt them, that means there's at least a short period of time before they can start doing the same shit again.
Right.
Sorry.
No, I agree. No, that a lot of them are good changes. I know the AoE caps, they go back and forth with AoE caps. Because originally there wasn't AoE caps, and then there was, and then there wasn't. Now there what? I'm not really sure what all they do with AoE caps anymore, but it makes sense. And I guess the final bit of news is the Crown Store showcase.
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot about that.
I can talk about it a little bit. Let's have it up. So there was a Crown Store showcase for February, and I know February is about half over already, so some of the things in here have already come and gone, such as Boob Window Galore, as I'm calling it, which is the Nocturnal's frock. I mean, if you're talking plunging necklines, this thing is plunging. So, but if you missed it, sorry, your boobs will have to stay covered. That was from February 1st to the 5th. The Daedric Death Mask, of course, also came out from the 1st to the 5th. There's a lot of limited time exclusives this month. Almost everything is limited time.
Yep.
With the exception of, well, I'll go down to the mounts. The White Gold Imperial Courser, both that and the Mini Pet are limited time from February 8th through 12th.
Yeah, they are too fancy anyway. Like that White Gold Imperial Courser, that's just...
Yeah. The Fanglair Courser,
braided mane, gloves. And
I know. Yeah, the Fanglair Courser actually is from February 7. Will be available. This one is actually just available constantly. Now, here's something I really want to say. They also included the cat, which I liked, which was February 14th to the 19th, which is the Milady's white cat. I did get that. I like cats. And the small dragon construct. Now, that stays. Now, there's also a polymorph that's going to be available on February 22nd. The Dread Akra polymorph, which will allow you to look like one of the ancient stone warriors. And then, of course, the housing furniture, which we've seen, and the item slots for...
Yep.
There was actually, I believe there was a sale as well on 15 and 7-day research scrolls, but I can't seem to remember. I think that's gone now. This is what I wanted to mention. So, with the DLC, there was a collector's edition, which was, I think, 4,000 crowns. Okay?
Yeah.
Which gave you the Fanglair Courser, the pet, the DLC, and 5 experience scrolls.
Right.
The pet and the horse together were actually as much as the collector's edition.
Yeah. Actually, let me
take a look at it.
Check.
Yeah, do the math of.
So the Courser is 3,000 on itself, and the pet is 1,000 on itself. So
it's
4,000. 4,000 for the bundle.
And so you get the DLC, regardless of whether or not you're ESO plus 5 scrolls. So if you were going to buy both the pet and the horse. It's 5 free scrolls and the DLC that you can never lose for 4,000. Before there was a little bit of a gap because I think the last one offered a mount and a pet, but the mount by itself was like 2,500 or 2,000 or something. I think it was like 2,500, and the pet was like 700. So there was like an 800 crown cost to get the DLC plus the scrolls, which wasn't a huge deal. But this one...
I mean, these bundles are always
good. Yeah, they always are. This one actually is just... I shouldn't say particularly good because they did increase the cost of the mount. But if you were going to buy both, why not get the collector's edition bundle and then at least get the DLC added to your account and 5 scrolls? They increase the cost of the horse, but now the bundle is actually a benefit to buy. If you were going to get both the mount and the pet anyway. So...
yeah.
I just wanted to mention that because before there was like a 500 or 800 crown difference if you bought the collector's edition. But that just meant even if you were ESO plus, you have the DLC permanently and then 5 crown scroll experience scrolls. This one actually is, if you were going to buy those two mount and pet by themselves anyway, you might as well buy the collector's edition so you're getting the scrolls and the DLC for free essentially. If you buy them ad hoc, then you're paying as much anyway. So, I just want...
And to be honest, that small bone dragon construct is very, very nice looking. The only problem is that it doesn't fit with any of my characters, but it's a very nice pet, actually.
Right. Now, no more animation canceling. I see Mirnet said that. That must be the combat-related stuff. I think that's still a thing.
I don't know much, because I don't even know if I'm doing animation canceling or not. I'm probably doing it by mistake every now and then, but I am not trying to do animation canceling. I mean, most of the time I don't really need it either. I only do dungeons rather than PvP, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss.
Minrat, elaborate, please. We are confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm not sure what I mean by that.
Maybe it was about the interruption thing, the casting thing while moving.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure either.
I'm sure he'll elaborate in a second.
Yeah. But I think that reaches the end of the show, man.
Yeah. How long was it?
An hour and 32 minutes.
That's good. That's not bad.
According to this, by the time we end. So let's go ahead and we'll wrap up.
Wait, did you already?
I cleared the notes so we can prepare the notes. Because normally I let it sit there because I do the show posting, but since I'm not in game today, I did it while we were on the show. So I had all the information I needed. I'm like, I don't need any more. It's gone.
Yeah, I was gonna check it. Like, did I miss anything?
No.
And I'll look at it, and the show notes are gone.
Yeah, you got to stay on top of this. I'm quick with those notes. Yeah, I even changed the. If you notice, the sermon for next week's already in there. So
yeah,
it's a fresh slate for us. We could just go nuts.
Yeah. Let's do the next episode right away.
Yeah, we'll just
start here.
Hammer it right out. All right, Ark. Where can people find you?
Right. Oh, yeah, I forgot we do that.
Yeah, well, it's been a while. I understand.
You can find me anywhere that says Arkhaniir. That is ARKHANIIR. I'm on Twitter. I'm on. I'm basically on Twitter. I'm also on Twitch. I stream regularly, even more regularly now. All kind of games. Lately, I'm focusing on Elder Scrolls Online and Divinity Original 2. We have a co-op group. We are having a lot of fun. So if you're interested, you can check that out. You can follow me there. You can join the streams. Feel free to always do that. And yeah,
there you go. Yeah, definitely check out Ark's stream if you have not. Just do that. You can follow me on Twitter at Aggelos, AGGELOS_WOF. You can follow us here on Twitch, which I encourage you to do, twitch.tv/Dungeon Crawl Network. I do not stream as regularly as Ark, but I do stream now more. And it looks like at this point what I'm trying to do is streaming my entire week in a single day, like I did last night. It was almost 8 hours of BDO. I pretty much went to bed about 4 a.m. and woke up at 7 for this show, so I'm surprised I'm still here. But yeah, Ark even showed up. He's like, dude, what are you doing up at this time?
Yeah, I woke up at like 9 a.m. for my time, and I saw like on Twitter, there's a tweet from Aggelos that, hey, we are still going, we are still playing. And I tuned in, and they're still live.
Yep.
And then I went back to sleep too. And apparently he still continued for a
while
after that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, nope. I kept going. Probably going to do it again tonight, trying to reach Awakening, so... But yeah, definitely check that out because, of course, some other DCN-related news that I am now an official content creator that I can actually say now for Intrepid Studios and Ashes of Creation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've been reached out to, and I'm now part of their official content creator program, which means that couple things. One, I'm going to be able to stream some more of the alphas and actually even record alpha footage and get that out to people early while the NDA is still up for testers. Because I have essentially a press NDA right now, which is I'm allowed to record footage, I submit it for approval, and then it can go out. So that actually will be coming shortly. The stream NDA will be gone. But on top of that, and the reason why you'll want to follow is because we've been provided with a bunch of codes by Intrepid Studios to give away for cosmetics, alpha and beta keys, and other fun-related stuff to give away on the stream. So I will be giving those away to followers here on Twitch. So definitely check that out and give us a follow there. Everything ESO related, check out dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. You can find all of our podcasts and all of our work there. Sub up to YouTube, youtube.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork. That community is growing fairly fast now, which is definitely nice. So that is growing as well. So thank you so much to all those who did sign up. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com is the place to go. It has links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Patreon, all of that stuff. So, I mean, really, that's where you should go. Yeah. All right. I guess that's kind of it, Ark. Yeah. I had fun.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Month and a half.
I missed this.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we are back, and we will be doing our shows regularly again. So, again, thank you so much to all the amazing community members who helped me get my PC back up and running so that we can continue to provide shows for you guys. I know I received quite a few like Twitter responses going, "Where's Tales? Like, did you just give up? You like, did you cancel?" I'm like, "No, hold on. PC just died. Don't worry. We're here." So, we're not going anywhere. So thank you so much, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales of Tamriel, and we will see you next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magic effused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.